Welcome to eBay with Chris. I'm on a journey to build an eBay business from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit. In today's video, I'm going to show you details about my vertical flat lay photo setup. In a previous video, I showed you how I take pictures of my clothing items, and in the comments, someone had asked me to show more information about my setup, so I have a bunch of footage to share with you on that. I'm also going to share with you my eBay reports for the week of October 30th through November 5th, as well as a bunch of items that sold that week. So let's go. Hey everyone, I wanted to show you a little bit more detail about my photo station setup. So what I did is I moved it out of the crowded space that it was in so I can actually get some different angles of the setup. But that's what's great about this is that I can move this photo station setup anywhere I need to in the house or out to my garage where I store my inventory, maybe in the summer when it's warmer out there. But it gives me a lot of flexibility and it's super simple. So let me go ahead and show you some of the details, okay? Okay, so as you can see, I got a couple lights there, and there's my backdrop. And so basically what it is, it's one of those foam insulation boards that you can pick up at Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. I believe this is an 1.5 inch board. Maybe it's 2 inches, but it's something you can pick up at Home Depot. Fairly inexpensive. I think it's like $20, maybe $30. And I covered it with a gray blanket that I just got off of Amazon. And I have it sitting on a tote right here, one of those yellow top totes, kind of the black tote. You can get these anywhere. I think it's like a 20-gallon tote. It's just something I had sitting around, so you can use anything you want. One thing I like about it is that the lid has these grooves in it right there. So when you set this on there, it's just like that. And it stays there. See, it just kind of automatically has this way to keep it in place. And what I can do is I can just move it in and out. You can see right now, it's at a, I don't know what angle that is. Maybe a 60-degree angle. That's probably the angle that I have it set at most of the time. And then when I'm not using it, I'll just push it in just to get it out of the way a little bit more. But it's super easy. I can just push it in like this. The shirt comes down, of course, because at that angle then it's not going to stay. But now you can see it's just basically leaning up against the wall, and I got more room. And what I do is I actually take my lights and I just put them right next to it as well, so it's way out of the way. And then when I'm ready to take some pictures, I'll just pull it out. Pretty easy for me because I got hardwood floors here, and I can pull it out and I'm ready to take pictures. Now if your item is it doesn't stick on the board as easily, maybe you know, some shirts and different things, they might be heavier on top, and so they don't like it at a steeper angle like this. Well, it's very easy to fix it. All you got to do is pull it out further. So let's say you have a shirt or something like that that is kind of slipping. You need a little bit more of an angle. Pull it out, and it just takes a second, right? And now you're at what, a 45-degree angle. And you can go ahead and take the picture of your item and then push it back to where you normally take pictures. And I don't have anything against the wall. It's just leaning against the wall right here. See? Very simple. And of course I used some thumbtacks with kind of a screw tip to them in order to screw them in. And I'll have links to all this stuff in the description here if you want to buy it. The only link I probably won't have is the Home Depot link. Well, yeah, I'll put that in there as well. But I'll have links to everything, and you can buy it and set it up. Now I can easily take this and just move it, you know, wherever I want to move it, right? I can take it, put it into another room. I can even flip it. Oop, whoa, trying to do this with one hand is kind of tough. But let's say I want to do pictures like that. I can even flip it on its side like that, right? So really versatile, super light. easy to move around, and that's it. Simple. So what do you think about my vertical flat lay setup? Do you have any feedback, any comments, anything that I can improve on? I appreciate any of your insight. Also, if you want to see any of the items that I use to build that vertical flat lay, you can check out the links in the description below. Some of them are affiliate links, so of course I would get a little bit of a kickback, which I appreciate that. That would help the channel. But anyways, hopefully it helps you design and build your own photo station for your clothing items. All right, let's go ahead and look at some items that sold this week. So I picked up this LL Bean men's polo shirt about 7.5 months ago, and it's a long sleeve, a little bit different than you'll typically see out there. I don't see a lot of long sleeve polo shirts by LL Bean, but occasionally. And this one I had priced at $24, and the buyer paid my full asking price plus shipping and sales tax, so they were all in for $31.97. After fees, eBay paid me $21.07, and I got a profit of $18 off this item. It did take 7.5 months to sell, which is longer than I like. However, the profit's really good. So I would probably pick this up again and just know that it's going to be more of a long tail item. I picked up this hoodie just because of the detailing that was on it. It has this faux leather, like lace, I don't know, trim, or I don't know what to call it. But you can see that in the picture. The brand is Royal Bones, and I believe that's a Hot Topic brand. I also use keywords like laced hoodie, baby doll, Y2K, and I was asking $34 for this item, and the buyer paid my full asking price plus shipping, so they were all in for $47.19. eBay paid me after fees $31.02, and I got a profit of 28 bucks on this item. I did have to sit on it for about 6 months, but definitely worth the wait. I would pick this up again. Adriano Goldschmied jeans, AG jeans. Here's a men's size 33-32, so pretty kind of a mid-range size. The style is called the Graduate. I pick up AG jeans quite a bit. When I see them and they're in good condition, I'll buy them because they will sell and for a pretty good price. As you can see, I was asking $29. Looks like the buyer took a 10% offer that I sent out, so they paid $26.10 plus shipping and handling. So they were all in for $38.68. eBay after fees paid me $23.08 for a profit of 20 bucks, and this was in my inventory for 5 months. We have a basic hoodie by the brand Prana. I like the brand Prana. I pick up a lot of their items. They're a Gorpcore type of brand, an outdoor brand. The one feature on this one, it is a hemp blend, so I put that in the title as well, and it's really kind of a thick, heavyweight hoodie, so I put that in there as well. The price I was asking was $24. It looks like they took a 10% offer that I sent out, so they paid $21.60. All in, they were all in for $33.51. After fees, eBay paid me $19.22 for a profit of $16, and this is only in my inventory for 4 months. Hudson jeans are another good pickup. Let me know in the comments, do you pick up Hudson jeans? I see them occasionally, and I almost always buy them. This is a women's size 28. The style is called Beth Mid-Rise. It's a boot cut as well. I put that in the title. I was asking $24. They made me an offer of $20, which I accepted. So they were all in for $30.55. After fees, eBay paid me $17.70 for a profit of 14 bucks. And this was in my store for just 3.5 months. So Hudson jeans usually sell pretty well for me. Let's take a look at my eBay reports for the week of October 30th through November 5th. This is a pretty good week for me. I actually sold 26 items, so pretty excited about that. That was a good week. My total sales for the week, $717.80. And my selling cost, which was 39% of my total sales, $280. A little bit higher than normal, but my net sales are what eBay paid me, $396.60. A really good eBay payout. I love to see close to $400 weekly payouts from eBay. That really makes my day. And then my average sales price, though, was kind of low this week, $27.61. I did sell a lot of items that were obviously in the $10 to $12 range. I'll show you a few of those later on. But I like to have my average sales price be over $28 When it is, I'm almost always guaranteed to have a profit per item of more than $10. I'm guessing with this average sales price of around $27, my profit per item will probably average around $12 maybe. We'll go ahead and do those calculations towards the end of the video and see how I did. What's your average sales price? What are you shooting for? What's your goal for your average sales price? Let me know in the comments. Look at this sales chart. It's pretty good. I like the consistency. Sales every day. Pretty much $50 to $150 every single day. Not really any big spikes. It was just pretty consistent. I was shipping out, you know, a few packages almost every day. 3 to 5 packages daily. So I love doing that. You can see my total sales there, $717.80. The item sales are what the buyer paid for the item itself, $476.55. The buyers also paid shipping and handling of $200.25. Let's see how much I paid for shipping and handling in the next slide. Hopefully it's less than that. And they also paid government fees or taxes of $41. Okay, so here's my total selling costs for the week. You can see my final value fees, $95.81. That's actually 13% of my total sales, which is right in line with where I'm always at, between 13 and 14%. I did have a few ad fees. I paid $6.80 for ad fees. That's less than 1% of my total sales. And then I also paid shipping and handling of $155.64, which is what, about $45 less than what the customers paid. I believe they paid $200 for shipping and handling. So yeah, I'm making a little bit of money on my shipping and handling, which is great. So all in, total selling cost $280.20. Let's take a look at some more items that sold this week. 511 Tactical is a good brand to pick up. I pick up almost every single item that I find. It seems to sell pretty well. What do you think? Do you pick up 511 Tactical pants and shirts? Here we have a size 40, which is a little bit bigger on the waist size, but you know, still within that decent range where it will have some demand. The style is called Defender, I believe. And the size is 40-32, but it actually measures 40 by 31, and I put the measurements in the condition notes. I used to try and fit them in the title, but it just took up too much room, so I started to put the actual measurements in the condition notes. And I only do that when the actual measurements are different than the tag measurements. But I was asking $24. The buyer made an offer of $18, which I accepted, and they were all in for $29.74. After fees, eBay paid me $16.93 for a profit of $14. And this was only in my store for 3 months, so not too bad. We have a Patagonia skirt. And as you know, Patagonia is a great brand, especially if you find coats and jackets. But also some of their just regular tactical gear is good as well, like shirts and skirts and pants. This is a women's size large. Nothing really special about it. I think it has an elastic waist there. I was asking $17. The buyer paid me my full asking price, so they were all in for $24.74. After fees, eBay paid me $15.05 for a profit of $12, and this was in my store for just 3 months. I have a pair of John Varvatos pants. Good brand to pick up. It has a decent sell-through rate and good pricing. This one I was asking a little bit lower because it does have some defects. It has some stains and scrapes near the left front pocket, which I described there in the condition notes. But this is a button fly pants. I was asking $24. They offered $19, which I accepted. So the buyer was all in for $33.90. After fees, eBay paid me $21.51 for a profit of $18, and it just took 2 months to sell. John Varvatos, good brand to pick up. I like to buy these Life is Good shirts. I don't know why, they're kind of cute, kind of make me smile. But they also sell pretty quickly. Not for a lot, but they do sell fairly fast. So this is a Life is Good t-shirt. It's the long sleeve women's size large. It's got the snowflake and it says Life is Good underneath it. I was asking $19. It looks like they accepted a 10% offer that I sent out, so they paid $17.10. So they were all in for $24.56. After fees, eBay paid me $15.18 for a profit of $12, and it just took 2 months to sell. Life is good. Here's another Life is Good shirt. This one only took 2 weeks to sell. Of course, the The detail on there is probably a little bit more popular, but it's the Grinch walking his dog. I think it's pretty cute. This is also a women's large, and I use the keywords like Dr. Seuss and the Grinch, and the style is a Crusher T long sleeve. I was asking 19. I accepted an offer for 15, so they were all in for $22.89. After fees, eBay paid me $12.78 for a profit of 10 bucks, and it just took 2 weeks to sell. Okay, let's talk about how I did on some of my business metrics. Here we go. So one of my goals is to grow my store every single week. And this week I started with 1,102 items in my store, and I ended the week with 1,125 items in my store. So my store grew by 23 items. I also sold 26 items, so that means I listed a total of 49 items this week. Not too bad. I also want to have a sell-through rate of my store of 0.5%. What that means is if I have 1,000 items in my store, I sell 0.5% of those items every single day, or 5 items a day if I have 1,000 items in my store. So that's my target. That would mean that I have items that people want to buy. I'm pricing them correctly. I'm using good keywords so people can find them. But what you do is you take the number of items that sold, divide that by the number of days in that time period that you're looking at, and divide that again by the number of items in your store, and that will give you your store sell-through rate. And so for me this week, I sold 26 items. I divide that by 7 days and divide that again by 1,102 items in my store, and I get a 0.34% sell-through rate. So that's about where I've been, around that 0.3% sell-through rate, so selling probably around 3 items per day. I'm trying to get that up to 0.5%, but it's kind of hard. And finally, let's go ahead and look at my profit per item. Let's start by looking at my total profit. So I have an average cost of goods of $3 per item. My average buy cost is about $1.50 per item year to date. And I have other expenses that I include in my cost of goods. For example, laundry, storage boxes, poly bags, shipping, mailers, labels, all the little expenses that fall into running an eBay business. And so my average cost of goods sold is less than $3. So I just use $3 as a simple metric. So I sold 26 items, so my cost of goods this week was $78. And if you subtract that from what eBay paid me, they paid me $396.60. So subtract 78, and that gives me a profit of $318.60. Pretty good profit for a week, right? And then finally, if you divide that by the number of items sold, which was 26, you get a profit per item of $12.25. Bing, bing, bing. My target is to at least profit $10 per item, so I'm pretty happy with that. Do you have a target profit per item? If so, what is it? Let me know in the comments below. I know for me, I want to see at least $10 per item because I want it to be worth my time, right? It takes a lot of time to find these items, to list them, to ship them out. And so I want to see at least $10 profit per item. Preferably more. $20 would be great. I think year to date, I have to do the math, but I'm probably averaging about $15 profit per item year to date. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's go ahead and look at some more items I sold this week. This was a fun jacket to find. It's a Florida State University Seminoles starter jacket. It's a men's size large. It's kind of a windbreaker with kind of that fleece-like lining on the inside that some of these older jackets have. It's vintage. I did say that the zipper pull is missing from one of the side pocket zippers. You can see that in the pictures that I described. But I was asking $29 for this item. They paid the full asking price plus shipping, so they were all in for $38.65. After fees, eBay paid me $24.57 for a profit of 21 bucks. And it just took 1 month to sell. Kind of a fun find. I like finding the vintage items. I'm starting to sell more and more sets or lots of 2 or 3 items. Here I have some Nike running shorts. I have a gray and a magenta size. They're both the exact same size and same style and everything. I was asking $34 for this set. The buyer offered $28, which I accepted, and they were all in for $35.55. After fees, eBay paid me $24.37, and I got a profit of 21 bucks, and it just took 3 weeks to sell. So great find. What about you? Are you starting to sell lots of items, or maybe that's something that you've always done? For me, this is kind of new. I'm trying to find items that I probably would not sell individually just because the profit's not there. But if I find 2, 3, or even 4 of the same items, same brand, same size, then I'm starting to lot them together, and I'm seeing some success with that. I picked up this Henley shirt. It's by the brand Legendary Whitetails, which I guess might be kind of a hunting brand. It's a men's large. I use keywords like hiking, hunting, gorpcore. I wasn't familiar with the brand, and it seemed like the sell-through rate when I did the research was okay, but it was new with tags, so I just grabbed it. I found it at a garage sale for really cheap. I think they were asking like $1 for it. So I was asking $24. The buyer paid $19 plus shipping and handling, and so they were all in for $26.28. After fees, eBay gave me $16.40 for a profit of $13, and it just took 3 weeks to sell. Pretty happy with that. I have some North Face pants. These are pretty nice. They're blue. They look kind of black in the picture, but they're really a dark blue. I use keywords like hiking, climbing, Summit Series, I believe was the style, and Gorpcore, of course. It did have some defects like stains that appeared to be paint on the front and back of the pants, and also the material and care tag was missing. I took pictures of all of that. I was asking $24. The buyer offered $19, which I accepted. So they were all in for $24.95. And after fees, eBay paid me $16.55 for a profit of $13, and it just took 1 week to sell. Of course, North Face, great brand. You can buy it, and as long as it's in decent condition, it will sell pretty quickly. Paint stains and things like that, or small stains, are not a big deal for most people that are using these items. They're wearing these clothes not to look good, but because they're useful, right, out in the woods. So that's why I would buy them. That's why I would use it. I don't care what it looks like as long as it works. Another pair of hiking pants. Columbia is the brand, women's size 6. Also Omni Shield, repellency. So they had the kind of that insect repellent feature of it. They're convertible, which means you can zip off the legs. Another keyword there. It did have some snags on the back, which I described and took pictures of. But I was asking $22. The buyer offered $17, which I accepted. So they were all in for $24.67. After fees, eBay paid me $14.58 for a profit of $11, and it just took 1 week to sell. Quick flip, love it. I found a pair of Injinji toe socks. Have you ever worn toe socks? I have. I've worn them sometimes in some of my long distance runs. I used to do a lot of kind of ultra trail marathons a few years back. But I've worn these types of socks before, and they really help when you're doing those runs, prevent like blisters and things like that. But I found 2 brand new with tags, and I was asking $22 for these, and the buyer offered $18, which I accepted. So they were all in for $24.79. And after fees, eBay gave me $15.76 for a profit of $13, and it just took 1 day to sell. So keep an eye out for Injinji or any type of these, any of these like I don't know, different styles of socks, because they will sell and for pretty good money. Thanks a lot for watching eBay with Chris. If you have any questions about anything in my business, please ask in the comments below. I'd be glad to answer them. I'm going to start to answer these questions that I get in the videos. I have another question I'm going to answer in my next video already kind of lined up. So yeah, please ask me questions, and hopefully I can help you out. All right, thanks a lot again for watching eBay with Chris. If you want to follow me on my journey from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit, go ahead and click on the subscribe button right here. And if you want to watch more eBay with Chris, check out this video right here. Thanks a lot, and take care.